Hey Christina, thank you for joining the call, for sharing your case study and your experience. So first question to you is, before you joined We Are Career and joined our program, what was your situation? What were you doing?
Yeah, so I was working for a pretty big tech company and I was looking for my next step in my career. So I was doing a lot of applying mainly through LinkedIn and kind of at night, and then trying to interview during the day and fitting it during work. So I was getting a bit burnt out with that process. There were some decent callbacks, but it was just very, very difficult to manage my workload and applying at night and then trying to fit in the interviews. So it wasn't, the interview process really wasn't going anywhere with that process.
Yeah, makes sense. And a lot of people who work with us, most of them are actually employed professionals who have difficulty in managing their time, balancing a full-time job, and also trying to look for a new role, trying to get into a better role, right? So they're always like trying to balance the two things, and sometimes it affects work, sometimes they're not able to apply properly or really take care of that. So yeah, so it seems like you were in that position. So a quick question. So how did you find us in the first place?
Yeah, so I think I was hitting burnout a little bit with the previous question situation. And I realized it wasn't sustainable in applying, and I was mass applying through LinkedIn mainly, and then getting all these job notifications, and then trying to prep, and it was just too difficult. So I was trying to look for some service that's a more high touch white glove service, more or less, that would take a lot of that process out. So I did a Google search for reverse engineering, like career placement programs, and yours came up, and it looked really interesting. I really liked the metrics that you had. I think it was like 3,000 people helped, and like a really high success rate. So I looked at the 90 something percent success rate and placement rate. So that got me really interested and excited to connect with you and your team.
Perfect. Awesome. So now that you have joined the program and you have been working with us for the past couple of months, how was your experience overall using our software, being on the platform, working with the coaches, the sessions, the application support, all of that?
Yeah, it's great. I feel like your team was like, they're all like my friends and they're incredibly helpful. I definitely send them lots of like late night text messages with random thoughts and updates, and they were incredibly encouraging. I do think, during the whole process, without you and your team, I would have kind of given up at some point, because it can feel kind of overwhelming with what we have to do, especially with a very difficult job market. I think results speak for itself. I got like 36 unique company interviews through your team. I passed through, like second and third rounds for a lot of them. I got a lot of like presentation help and advice. Yeah, it was great. I think every part of the interview process were covered by some member of your team there. And they were completely top notch and one of the best I've ever worked with.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And so you got a bunch of interviews, your results were really good. And I know you also had some sessions with the interview coach, you also got those. So how did those help when it comes to, preparing you for those interviews? Because you're also going for like product marketing interviews, you're going for marketing roles, and some of these can be competitive, right? So how did that preparation help you?
100%. And it was very competitive. It's during really competitive time. So when I first started, that was my weakest point. I was very uncomfortable and unsure about myself when it comes to interview processes and how I present myself. So with interview coaching, I think I had like 4 or 5 throughout the process. It was very helpful. She taught me sort of key terms that interviewers are looking for. She gave me a really good perspective on their end from the hiring manager standpoint. And then just practice. She was really good at keeping me accountable and having me practice all the different questions. So definitely, I don't think I would have done as well at all without her and her coaching process. The biggest helpful part is she knew exactly what they were looking for. What are the specific terminologies? There are things I wanted to say, but didn't know how to say it in with the right key terms, like voice of the customer or whatever else. So she was able to pinpoint those, key terms for me to bring up to help describe my stories. And that was really, really helpful. And I think both my coach and you looked at some presentations and gave me feedback on that as well. So that was really instrumental moving things forward.
Awesome. Yeah. So it looks like you had a good experience. So what was the final outcome? I believe that you got two offers and you accepted one. So how was that, different from, what you were working in before?
Yeah, no, I got two offers. I think I was in the final round for three or four other companies as offers were coming in. So if I had waited, I'm sure there would have been more. So that was fun. But I got the company that fit the best, and I'm super excited about it. So that was great. I think the results definitely speak for itself. So yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So you got a great offer in the end and had an enjoyable experience the past couple of months. So my final question to you, Christina, is would you recommend us to other people that you know?
Yes, 100%. I already have been. So anyone who's like looking for a job, like, hey, think about this company, and sending them the link. So 100%, I would recommend you guys to anyone looking for sure.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to share your experience, share your results, and sharing your case study.